There's a number of witnesses.
Great.
One of whom had a video camera.
Perfect.
On August 15, 2003, 37-year-old Michael Dixon was arrested after a reported break-in at a jewelry store in Hamilton, Ontario. With a difference of a few seconds, Dixon was spotted walking out of the exact alley where the two officers had momentarily lost sight of the suspect during the chase. Although Michael didn't resist arrest and was willing to cooperate with the officers, he did make it a point to proclaim his innocence.
I don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
Well, I guess we haven't really got a great amount of talk about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Okay, well.
According to Michael, he had just gotten off a bus while coming home from work when the officers arrested him at gunpoint. The interrogation room footage begins with Dixon sitting while the officer introduces himself, and after reading him his rights, the officer informs Michael of the charge against him.
Okay, why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South.
Here we get to see a role reversal. Usually during interrogations, the suspect seems shifty and prone to fumbling, but here it is the detective who seems nervous and even fumbles in his speech.
What I have to ascertain here.
Meanwhile, Michael is demonstrating something known as a non-verbal challenge, i.e., his body language indicates his confidence as he leans forward. Not only this, but his exaggerated eye contact also establishes his dominance. The detective outright dismisses the question of innocence, but instead of agitation, Michael responds with a surprising calmness and understanding.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that a million times, I'm sure, in your career, but...
Even when the cop insists that he only wants to focus on the why, Dixon remains composed and allows him to go ahead with the questioning.
Ask me questions, that's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
Undoubtedly, you must have noticed by now, this behavior is completely atypical of innocent suspects, who usually work themselves into a hysteria, fighting to prove the fact of their innocence. The detective brings up the presence of witnesses and a video camera footage, and at first, Michael finds it encouraging rather than disparaging.
There's a number of witnesses.
Great.
One of whom had a video camera.
Perfect.
This would be a good time to tell you that in the 911 call, the suspect was described as a small white man, and evidently Dixon, a 6'3" black man, doesn't fit the description in any way, shape, or form. But his relief quickly morphs into confusion when the detective lies through his teeth and says that his confidence in Michael's guilt has increased after reviewing the footage.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Because if I'm on the video camera, that doesn't make sense. You have a video camera that shows me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Michael never lets his conviction waver for a second, even as the cop tries to shut down his questions multiple times. Although Dixon has now started to freak out a little, he displays zero aggression, no matter how infuriating it must be to witness the detective's confirmation bias play out like this. Notice how the police officer doubles down on the accusation as soon as Michael brings up a lawyer instead of stopping the investigation right there.
We'll have to, I guess, I have no choice but to get a lawyer then, if this is the kind of thing you're going to go through with me.
This isn't going to go away. You're charged with breaking in. You will be charged tonight.
Okay.
You will be going to court.
Still collected, although a little scared, Michael continues to challenge his accusation with logic, even going so far as to call out his bluff.
Okay, but hear me out for a second, please. If I am guilty, as you believe, because you had me on video camera, then okay, we'll go through the procedure. But I'm saying, I'm trying to call your bluff here because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
At the same time, he makes it Michael's responsibility to prove his innocence, which he does by mapping out his movements before the arrest. This is completely in violation of the spirit of law, where the presumption of innocence is not just a concept, it's a fundamental right enshrined in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which places the onus on the state to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Michael stands his ground till the end without escalating the situation, even while the officer openly flouts protocol. Michael was kept in custody for 3.5 days until another investigator looked into the case and checked Dixon's alibi as well as the security footage, proving his status as an innocent. After a civil trial, Dixon was compensated with $42,000 in punitive damages. This interrogating officer, along with 3 other investigators, was suspended without pay. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching and leave your thoughts in the comments below.